That one.
Ah, the Sony HC9. Good choice. If you want to be a bit more creative with your films, you could try using a more advanced camera, like this one. This camera uses DV tapes, so you'll need to make sure you've got some available. They're only a few pounds each, and they can be rewound and reused like any other type of cassette. It records in a format known as HDV, High Definition Video, which means the picture quality is extremely good. It looks great on any standard television, but played on an HD telly via a special cable, you get to see all the amazing details unavailable to standard definition TV monitors. This can be both amazing and quite unflattering in big close-ups.
My skin looks like it's made out of wool.
As you can see, there's very few buttons, so it's very easy to use. Once you've clipped on the battery at the back, make sure it's the right way up, hold it in your right hand and use your finger to twist the dial around. It'll ping and it should switch on. If it doesn't, the battery is probably flat and it needs charging. We'll get onto that later. Opening the screen when you're switching on means that you'll see the words camera tape. There are 3 modes. Camera tape allows you to film things. The 2 other modes, also accessed by the round mode dial, are camera memory and play edit. Switch to these if you want to take stills, or if you want to watch back stuff that you've recorded. We'll get onto that later. Now in camera tape mode, press the red start stop button by your thumb to start recording. If it beeps at you, then you need to insert a tape. The eject button is on the right side at the top. Make sure the tape is in the correct way up, and the window on the tape is facing out. Close the inner door and wait for the drawer to depress before closing the outer door. Now you can press record. The word rec appears on screen and you should hear a single ping. This means you're recording. Press start, stop again, and it changes to standby, and you'll hear ping ping, which means it's stopped recording. Easy. There's another red record button on the side of the screen which does exactly the same thing.
You know, you have a voice like pure velvet. I can listen to it all day. No doubt I will be too.
You should also know this little yellow flashing symbol in the middle of the screen means you've got less than 5 minutes of tape left in the camera. It says exactly how much you've got left in the top right hand corner of the screen. There's a little zoom switch on the side, so you can make things appear bigger. On the zoom switch there's a W and a T, which stands for wide and telephoto. There's identical controls on the side of the flip out screen which do exactly the same thing. Rather than zooming into an object to make it bigger, you could just bring the camera just that little bit closer.
Okay, if you insist.
Not that close, Opie. Remember, this is high definition, think of the wrinkles. To charge the camera's battery up, plug the power cable into the socket hidden at the back, labelled DC in. Plug the other end into the wall and switch the mode dial to off, /charge. And after an hour or so, you'll have more than enough power for a few hours use. If you want to take still pictures, flick the round mode dial round to camera memory. Then at the back of the top of the camera you'll notice a little button saying photo. Push this, the flash will pop out at the side if it's needed, and you record a very high quality picture onto your memory card.
Blah blah blah. Look, why is this camera so amazing?
Well, you have more control over what you can do with it. Some cameras do everything automatically for you, but they don't always necessarily film what you want. They film what they want.
Why is that good?
You can move the camera about, yes, left and right, up and down, backwards and forwards. Well, you can also tell the camera to concentrate on an area at a certain distance away. Everything in front of or behind that goes out of focus, becomes blurred. You might want the audience to concentrate on that space rather than what's behind or in front of it. To do this, you get back a long way from your actor or object and use the zoom to make it bigger. This camera normally keeps things in focus for you automatically, but push the auto button on the side of the camera and it switches it to manual focus. Then you can control the focus with the little wheel next to it marked cam control.
It's a bit fiddly.
Only if you have fat orange hairy fingers.
Oh. What else does this thing do?
Oh, now, this is its greatest feature. It can record things in slow motion. things that happen really quickly can be slowed down to appear really slow and heavy.
I don't need any help making my actors look slower and heavier than they already are.
But trust me, it's amazing. But you wouldn't want to use it in every film, just sparingly. Well, anyway, you get the idea with that.
They haven't finished watching it.
Oh, don't worry, Opie. They can see it on YouTube. Here's how to switch it on. Open the screen and press the P menu. The P is for personal. You can adjust it so that the options that you want to use are always there waiting. Then press Smooth Slow Record. Wait for a second whilst the camera sorts itself out. Then you press record. The last 3 seconds of action that you were filming have been slowed down to 12 seconds, and you can see the results instantly as it records it to the tape, 4 times slower than usual.
Nerd talk. It is impressive though.
Also, this feature only really works in bright daylight. You need an awful lot of light, otherwise it looks very grainy.
Okay, so what else?
Near the front of the camera on the left, there's a switch labelled Night Shot. This sends out a beam of invisible infrared light which bounces back from the objects and can be picked up by the camera's lens. Basically, it can see in complete darkness.
Whoa, whoa, look at its eyes, dude. Look at its eyes.
Now, to play back anything you've recorded, you flick the mode dial again to select Play Edit. At the bottom of the screen, you'll have all the controls to play the tape. Rewind, fast forward, play, etc. If you want to see your stills, you press the memory button, which is also on screen, and you can access all the pictures on the memory stick. If you do watch back something that you've just recorded, it's very important to fast forward to a blank bit of tape after you've finished watching it. Otherwise, you risk recording over what you've just filmed.
Iggy wiggy woo, ickle wuggle wiggle wuggle.
Opie, dinner's ready.
Just coming. Oh.
That would be really annoying. So after you've finished watching what you've shot, remember, fast forward to a blank bit of tape. Okay, grab the camera and get filming.
Scene 1, take 1. Okay, so this is the big climax of the movie here, and this is a big stunt scene for you, but don't worry, we got your stunt man on standby. Now, the camera's rolling, so go! Go.
You know, Opie, it's quite traditional for the director to say action and cut to the actors to let them know when the camera's running.
Oh, okay. Well, the camera's rolling, and cut. I mean, action.